boom, 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 ba, 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 big comfy, big comfy, big comfy, big comfy, big comfy, big comfy.
Yo! Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to another edition
of the Big Comfy.
Episode 19.
Episode 19. I feel like every once in a while we'll introduce ourselves at the beginning of the episode and then forget if we did it or not in the middle of the episode.
And then just to do it, remind ourselves that we did it.
Yeah, exactly. But this time we haven't yet. So I'm Bryan.
I'm Matt.
And you're listening to The Big Comfy.
Yes, on our radio network. The internet.
Our radio
Tune
network.
in to the internet.
Every week or so. Roughly every week.
Well, so the Oscars were last week. Our last episode was, award season themed.
Yes, we talked about what our awards would be.
Yeah.
And we came up with a lot of different categories and whatnot.
So since then, the Oscars have happened.
And neither of us watched.
Nope.
I did try. I will say
what did you do?
I just hung out at home with my girlfriend, man. Like, we just had a night in. Yeah. I tried to get it up on the internet. Whoever was airing it didn't put it online for free.
Yeah. I would have watched.
I would have watched some commercials.
I would have watched your ads.
Yeah, exactly.
If you put it up for free, I would watch.
If you put it up for free. But yeah, like, we don't have cable, so we didn't get to see it at home. But I did watch highlights and stuff.
What did you take from it? What did you learn?
I took from it that Jennifer Lawrence is very cute. I hope that all this attention doesn't
get to her
somehow. Yeah. Like somehow.
Because she's cool.
Yeah, she's
cool.
Awesome.
She fell.
The Jack Nicholson moment was so funny, dude.
And she freaked out.
Yeah, when she fell too. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, she fell. I saw that as like just a humbling experience.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Oh, great! I'm the best. Whoa.
But it seemed like she was such a humble girl to begin with that it wasn't actually a humbling experience, and she was probably like typical. Like, of course, I'm the one who falls at the Oscars. So I thought that was awesome.
She shot up my books pretty high.
Yeah. What'd you take from the Oscars?
That Seth MacFarlane's performance was very polarized. People either loved it or they hated it. Yeah. My girlfriend loved it, but I have friends who absolutely hated it.
Interesting.
And I don't really know exactly what he did. He might have done some offensive things. I think there was an offensive song about breasts or something.
I saw it was "We Saw Your Boobs," and he just called out a lot of Hollywood actresses. I saw that first, and then I saw the context, and he was actually talking to William Shatner as Captain Kirk.
Oh.
And William Shatner is like, I've come back from the future to tell you not to do that. Like, he's like, look, this is video from what you're about to do in the show, and it goes over terribly. People say you're the worst show, the host in Oscars history. And
it's really meta.
Don't do it. Yeah, it was super meta. And then people did say he was the worst host in Oscars history.
Yeah.
Which I think he's funny, and I also learned this week that he studied singing.
Frank Sinatra's?
Yeah. He studied singing with the 90-year-old couple who taught Frank Sinatra.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I respect him because he's hardworking and whatever. If you don't think he's funny, that's one thing.
He's one of the hardest working guys in Hollywood. Ryan Seacrest has that title. I feel like Seth MacFarlane's in the running.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, cool.
So our number 2 segment's usually This Week In, and we do something. We'll just talk about something, whether it's like a cultural thing, This Week in Art, or it's a maybe a news thing. It can be anything. And this week it happens to be This Week in Jackpots. So we're each going to tell a jackpot related story right now, and Matt's going to go first.
So Vegas is a thing. People love Vegas, and Dave & Buster's is Vegas for the suburbs.
I would agree with that.
Flashing lights, drinks, people hanging out, gambling for tickets and stuff like
as
that.
I walked in, dude, I did say it has a Vegas vibe.
We were walking in like 4 in a row. Like our friend, a couple of our friends were walking in. It just felt like Hangover slow motion.
but suburbs. Hangover suburbs is hilarious.
Going into Dave & Buster's.
Oh, man, that would be a very funny sketch.
So we got there, we were hanging out, eating some nachos and stuff.
It's basically like Chuck E. Cheese for adults, if you don't know what Dave & Buster's is. I didn't. It was my first time.
Are you kidding me?
You've
never been to a Dave & Buster's?
No, dude, I never made it to
it.
The closest one was an hour away in Ohio, where I lived.
That is hilarious. I've been to many a Dave & Buster's in my life. When it came into our town, we were like, we're going. This is an arcade for adults.
If it had come into my town, I would have gone.
So it was really cool. And so we're playing games, not really worrying about tickets or anything. We're just having a good time. And then we just we went to the cheaper games. And one of the cheaper games is, it's this thing where you have to stop the moving light. There's a light that goes around this big circle. All these lights light up. And if you stop it on the jackpot, you get the jackpot.
They have it at Chuck E. Cheese. It's like a classic arcade game.
It is classic.
Like tons of ticket arcades have this game.
And so I've never got a jackpot on it. And Bryan decides to go and swipe one. He 10 tickets. Oh, okay.
No, not even. I got 4 tickets, dude. I epically missed. It was.
So I went up to it and I was like, I'll give it a shot. Nobody's looking. Nobody's watching me play the game. And I hit it, and then jackpot. My mouth
His
drops
jaw
open.
dropped.
I'm looking at them. I'm like, oh.
And Lisa goes, "Did you just win the jackpot?"
Oh my gosh! And I was crying tears of joy.
So
I literally remember saying, "I'm so happy."
And that's 50% of the way through the story.
And then, all right, we went to my friends that were seated in the corner, and I went and bragged to them, "Look, I just won the jackpot." and then Lisa comes over, Brian's girlfriend. "Matt, I found another game for you to play." It's in the same vein. You gotta press stop on the lights on this different.
This one's
light
a vertical
game.
scrolling
light game. And I do it once, and I missed it. Didn't get the bonus tickets. The jackpot. On the first one, actually, the jackpot on the first one was 380 tickets.
Yeah.
And I come to this one, and this one's 390 tickets is the jackpot. Second try. Dude, I get it. I nail it. Bryan and Lisa and my girlfriend Rachel are behind me. They're like, "What? No!" And I think I said it again. I am so happy. I'm crying. How is this happening?
Oh man! And then I think you kneeled down at one point and did a night posing to be knighted gesture.
I got weak in the knees.
Oh man, it was amazingly
funny. And so, my luck eventually ran out, and I was like, all right.
Well, there was one more machine with a jackpot on it. So Matt wiped out the jackpot on one machine, on the second machine.
I didn't get it.
The third machine, but you didn't want to sit there all night.
Obviously. No, I wasn't.
I would have given you, good odds to get it within the next 4 tries. But, I think you ended up going, 2 for 5 or 2 for 6, which is still pretty awesome. Amazing when you're talking about 2 jackpots. All right, so this week in jackpots is an extension of that story. So Matt's now won 2 jackpots, and we've gone back over to brag again. And so now we're just walking around looking for things to spend money on, and there's a machine that it's kind of that same idea, but it's way more impossible to win. It's circles spinning in a ring, and you try to drop a ball through the hole. So you're supposed to time the ball drop, but you've never played it before, so you have no idea how fast or how heavy the ball is.
Yeah.
And so I put a quarter in, and I hit it, and nothing happened. And I realized that I hadn't pushed the button in time. The timer ran out before I realized what was happening.
Yeah.
So I put in another one, and this time I hit the button right away, and it dropped down, and it's rolling around, and then all of a sudden it just stops, next to the jackpot hole. It doesn't fall through any holes.
Yeah.
And so it's just stuck on the jackpot.
And it's rotating on the thing.
And it's not moving. It's not going to move. Even if I hit the machine, it probably wouldn't have moved.
No, it would have moved it off the jackpot thing.
Well, potentially, yeah. So I pull over a Dave & Buster's employee, and I'm like, "Hey, I think I won some kind of technical victory here." and he comes over, he opens up the machine, and then he like just slyly drops the ball through the hole, and he's like, "Yep, you did." And so I was saying that I got the technical knockout of the night. Like Matt won 2 skill jackpots, and I got the weirdest jackpot occurrence to follow it up. So we ended up getting tons of tickets.
And then we got pictures of it all. We'll post them. We'll post those pictures. Those are funny pictures.
They are
of us just like with kid glee on our face.
So it ended up being a great night at Dave & Buster's, and it was a great first experience.
Would you go back to Dave & Buster's?
I still have money on my card, so I have to.
Oh, that's right. They ushered us out right at 1.
Yep.
And then what did we buy? We got 2,500 tickets.
Yeah, which is a lot. Like it'll buy you almost a blender.
That is true. The blender was only like 3,000.
Yeah, we were very close to a blender.
But we decided to split it up because we were community jackpot for ourselves. So we got animal butt magnets.
And it's just 6 magnets of different animal butts.
Look them up. If you just write animal butt magnets, I know it'll be the first one that comes out.
Yeah, or something terrible. So if that happens, we didn't recommend
no. If you get weird animal stuff. No, we're just talking magnets for your refrigerator.
Right, make sure to include the refrigerator keyword.
Yeah.
I think that'll clarify it.
That'll take you away from the weird parts of the internet, I think.
All right. Nothing with refrigerators is weird. All right, that's going too far.
All right.
Now it's time for our top 3.
Yes.
And this is something that we do every so often in honor of our friend Aaron Engel, who apparently is moving out to LA this year. I think I've said that on a podcast for 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
But he seems to mean it this time.
It'll sink in one day to him. Oh, man.
But this is a game he does with friends, and we think it's an awesome game. So basically, we go around, we say our number 3 thing in a category, 2, 1, and if someone has the thing that you're going to say at number 1, at number 3, you wait to say it. Like, you wait till your turn.
You respect the turn.
Exactly, yeah. You let them give their explanation why it's their 3, and then when it comes to you, then you can say it's your 1 or whatever. Okay, so those are the rules, and this is top 3 places you would live if you had to pick from places where people didn't want to live.
Right, so you're picking the bottom of the barrel.
Right, exactly. Like the bottom 10% of places to live, what are your top 3?
Okay. All right, you go first.
All right. My number 3 is a dump.
A dump? Okay.
I feel like you have everything you need.
Uh-huh.
You would get used to the smell.
Yes, definitely get used to it.
No one would want to live there. So
no neighbors.
No neighbors.
Yeah.
Hopefully not an angry pit boss or something.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
Would you make friends with the birds?
Or... I think you would have to.
Yeah,
you would be what's the wizard in The Hobbit?
Oh,
the weird.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah,
I want to look it up. Yeah.
Chris Bramante can tell us.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. A dump.
I would.
And you could get so creative with
and you could have tons of stuff, and you could live like a relatively normal life because people throw away working stuff all the time.
You would have a good wardrobe, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, you're there all day, so look at these shoes. These don't fit. Now I'll wait till tomorrow.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. So my number 3 is deep Canada.
All right.
Deep, like
the Yukon.
Yeah. And the Tigra or whatever.
Oh, what's the
Tigra? I feel like that's something I saw on planet Earth.
Well, tell me about it.
Well, I feel like a Tigra is like an Arctic land, but
a tundra.
Is it a tundra?
Yes.
What's a Tigra though?
I don't know what a Tigra is. All right, but tundra is like. It's like a frozen desert. Frozen desert.
Okay.
Is that what you're thinking of?
No, I'm kind of thinking of...
I wonder what Tigra is.
Like on the edge of the woods. It's still woodsy, but it's deep.
Oh, dude. That's got to be another word, because that's not what tundra is.
Okay.
So it's got...
I think it might be Tigra.
All right.
I don't know.
We'll
look it up. We'll look it up.
Yep.
But something about being like isolated and like cold in a log cabin, and you're cutting your firewood. And you definitely got a dog or a wolf that you have... domesticated. Yeah, probably domesticated a wolf.
Yeah,
at that
Call
point.
of the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be cool. I could see that.
Well, it's funny that you say that because my number 2 is the Arctic/Antarctic.
Yes.
So I was also thinking a snowy place. No one would really want to live there.
No, yeah, not many people.
But you could. You could build an igloo. You could have a nice
life by fire.
There's game to hunt.
Yeah.
And, it would be a simple life, but it would be a good life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, did you have a region though? Oh, you said Antarctic.
Well, I was thinking just because those are the two extremes. Antarctic would be obviously way more extreme.
Yeah, that'd be.
So you might have to have like maybe if I lived on a base, like a science base. I still feel like most people wouldn't want to live there, but I could do that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so my number 2, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the mountains. So like monks, Sherpas or Sharpas?
Sherpas, I think.
Yeah, the ones that lead you through the mountains.
Yeah,
the ones that live up in those really live in the clouds. Really, it's always cloudy because they're literally in the clouds.
Like Tibet,
and they like Tibet, and they have those flags going from I think that would be cool. You got your own little community there. You're kind of just living off the land. It's a simple life kind of thing.
It is.
I think there's a theme in mind of simple life.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I feel you. In a lot of these places where people wouldn't want to live, the only way you could be happy is if it was thriving on a simple lifestyle.
Yeah.
My number 1 is swamp/bayou.
I thought of that, but I said no.
Okay.
So
I can imagine a bayou like it would be. Most people wouldn't want to live there because there's terrible bugs. The mosquitoes are as big as your arm.
Yeah.
There's crocodiles and alligators. But I could see being a hermity witch type.
Yeah.
Just fishing off the dock for weird boots and stuff all day. Just a batty hermit in the bayou.
You've seen The Waterboy, right?
Yeah.
Bobby Boucher type? That kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Deep in the bayou?
Yeah, deep in the bayou.
Very cool. All right. My number 1 is a tree house. Literally live in a big tree house in the middle of the forest. That you made. Not a chic, I had contractors that could afford build it. It's you build your own.
That would be awesome.
Robinson Crusoe, is that something like that?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I don't know if he built tree houses, but yeah, I mean.
Or a Keebler Elf kind of thing.
Robinson Crusoe or the Keebler Elf, one of those two. But Keebler Elf has a lot in common with Robinson Crusoe. They both wore green.
Oh.
No.
Well. I was that's true, but I guess a lot of things have worn green.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, that's
treehouse.
I mean, I feel that's borderline. I think most people
would choose
be with a tree if they had the means. But I can also see a lot of people not wanting to live in a treehouse, so I'm going to give it to you.
Okay. TKO.
Jackpot.
Well, thank you guys for listening. Send us some comments. Send us some questions, some suggestions. We have a guy who he lives in Chicago. He's a comedian. Mm-hmm. He found us on Tumblr. I'm sorry I don't have his name up right now, but he wants to be on the show via Skype or something. So
cool.
We're getting people listening, which is cool.
Cool. Well, what if we did what if we say it now? We'll do a question and answer segment. What if we did This Week in Questions next time?
Yeah, and send us a question.
Send in your questions. It's an Ask Me Anything with Matt and Bryan.
Literally ask anything, and that next week it'll be This Week in Questions.
Yeah.
And we'll go with whatever you guys send us.
All right. Well, that was episode 19.
Yes.
And do we have to? I think we should name it on the show. I think we should make that a thing.
So let's name the episode.
All right. I want the first word to be razzmatazz.
Particle.
Razzmatazz particle. All right, guys.
All right. Thanks for listening. Razzmatazz particle. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much.
See you guys.
Bye.